What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie Down 550 Boogie tonight 8 coming at you live. I want to talk about my diet progress right now. I'm hovering right at about 35 pounds lost, which is a place that I like to be, 34, 35 pounds. And that's in about 45 days now. Can't seem to break the current place that I'm at, but I think it has a lot to do with water weight, because I've not been taking my diuretic due to having to be at work and having to be on my feet more. But I've had a couple of days off now, so I've been taking my diuretic. I think I'm going to lose a little water weight, which is going to be good for me, and then maybe I'll have a little more poundage. But I know that I'm burning fat because of my caloric intake. Now, last time I vlogged, I talked about this weekend, knowing that it's going to be rough, knowing that there was going to be a lot of good food surrounding me, a lot of people eating that good food. But I was going to try to stay busy, I was going to try to stay focused, I was going to try to not mess up. Well, fast forward to today, and I made it through this weekend. And even though I saw 70 of my friends, and even though I was invited out to dinner, and even though there's delicious food and cupcakes and celebratory food, and it was a celebration, and we were all excited, I managed to stay relatively on track. One day I went over my basic metabolic rate, so I may have put on a tenth of a pound that day. Any other day I stayed below my BMR, and most other days I stayed under my calorie goal for my diet. And I'm really happy about it because I was expecting it to be a total loss. I was expecting to be weak. But it's funny, these days when I think of snack, I don't think of a 400 calorie candy bar. I think of a 70 calorie piece of fruit, or maybe even a fruit snack if I'm looking for something particularly sweet. When I think about soda, I don't think about my favorites, Mountain Dew and Coke. I think of, well, the free and clear diet stuff if I need to drink it. And I'm thirsty, I think of water first most of the time. When I think about a meal, I don't think of about a 2,000 calorie meal at my favorite barbecue restaurant, Chili's or Applebee's or something like that. I think about a 500 calorie sandwich or a 600 calorie pork roast that I can fix at home or have my girlfriend fix for me. And these are things that I've noticed. I think this is why I know that I'm going to win, because after that 30 days of rehab, after that 30 days of resetting my metabolism or resetting my mind or resetting the way I eat, 2,500 calories seems like a lot of food if I'm making the right food choices. And it's easier to make the right food choices because I'm not used to eating the garbage all the time. And what's so funny about it is I thought that I had none of the tools that I would need to go into this weekend and survive, and not just survive, but excel. Turns out I did, and turns out I do. And I'm really proud of myself for it, and I hope that you guys are too. So I think I'm got a better chance than I've ever had at any other time I've dieted in my life. Now, if I could break this 35-pound glass ceiling plateau, I'd be a lot happier about it, and I'd feel a lot more confident. But as it is, and as it is right now, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud that I'm using the tools that I've learned to put things in place. Now, I've not been able to exercise as much. I haven't been able to make it to the gym. Is my back is still completely wrecked, and I've been busy as hell, having to come into work every single day and take care of things. But I've been on my feet, and I've been told by many people that being on my feet and having to walk around and having to carry stuff and move stuff, especially at my size, is a hell of a weight loss regimen. Move more, eat less. Move more, eat less. That's the phraseology. And I'm moving more than I've ever had. And on the days that I was going to the gym, sure, I'd be in the pool for an hour, but the rest of the day I'd be exhausted and be sitting on my ass. Now I'm spreading it out through the day, moving, moving, doing stuff, doing stuff, doing stuff. And I can't help but think that that's the right way, as well as getting to the gym as often as I can. But man, I sure miss the pool. My back is slowly recovering, though. I'd say I'm about 60% of the pain level I was last week when I recorded this video, the last video, and I'm hoping that my back is ready to start fixing itself. I noticed that my back pops a lot more than it used to, and I had a doctor friend of mine tell me that you had to think of your spine as being encased in fat. Think of the mosquito in the Jurassic Park movies. Actually, what he said. Think of your spine as being encased in amber, but instead of amber, it's fat. And now that you've started losing that fat, your spine is able to reach a range of motion that you're not used to having. And because of that range of motion, you're at a point where your back is having to adjust, and it's having to do work that it's not been able to work. Of course you're sore. Of course you hurt. Told me some exercises to do, and I've been doing them as well as being on my feet, as well as moving more. And I think it's just a matter of time before it corrects itself. I sure hope so. But overall, everything is going great, and I can't wait to get to the next update to be hopefully 5 or 6 pounds smaller and even more awesome.